How's it going, everyone? Hopefully you're having an awesome day. But yeah, hope you're just having an awesome day. Just that's it. Um, we're gonna be talking about Governor Ron DeSantis, lousy candidate for president, awesome governor of Florida. I think he's one of our better governors. I think he's even better than our governor, Greg Abbott. Although Abbott's really stepping up to the plate, making a stand for once, which is awesome. I love to see it. But we're going to be talking about his lawsuit or the lawsuit against him by Disney. I'm going to go start up my friendly news site, ground.news. Judge dismissed Disney lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis alleging retaliation. U.S. judge has dismissed a lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis by Disney, ruling that the actions Disney opposed were illegal and the company lacked standing to sue. Where have we heard that before? This dispute arose after Florida tightened its oversight of Disney amusement park following the company's criticisms of the state law restricting the teaching of sexuality in schools. The judge stated that the changes were detrimental to Disney, but the state legislatures had the right to make them, and Disney failed to prove imminent harm. It's the Don't Say Gay bill that they rallied against him. But the thing is, Disney's not in the education business. They're in the entertainment business. And you got to ask yourself, they're in the entertainment business. Yes, they're geared towards children. Why do they want to teach sexuality to kids? I'm just asking the question. Let's see here. Is this any of these headline unavailable? Reuters. We'll go with Reuters. It's been a while since I read one of theirs. This is Reuters.com by Don Chomleski and Tom Halls. This was written January 30th, 2024, 3:30 p.m. Central Time, updated an hour ago. U.S. judge dismissed Disney lawsuit accusing DeSantis of retaliation. Let's see here. Los Angeles, Wilmington, Delaware, January 31st. Reuters, a U.S. judge Wednesday dismissed Walt Disney's lawsuit against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a member of the state board, for alleging using the state to punish the company for voicing an opinion protected by free speech rights. Disney assumed April 2023, arguing that Florida's government was retaliating after the government criticized states' limits on classrooms discussing sexuality. DeSantis and other defendants had urged the case to be dismissed, saying Disney cannot sue them over constitutionally enacted laws. In his ruling, U.S. District Judge Alan Windsor of Tallahassee, Florida, said Disney lacks standing to sue the governor or the Secretary of Commerce. Windsor also was nominated by then President Donald Trump in 2019, also knocked down Disney's free speech claims. He said that while the First Amendment prohibits government officials from retaliating against protected speech, a plaintiff, in this case Disney, cannot bring free speech challenge to an otherwise constitutional law based on the subject motivation of lawmakers who passed it. Disney spokesperson said it is an important case with serious implications of the rule of law and that it will not end here. If left unchallenged, it would send a dangerous precedent to give license to states to weaponize their official powers to punish the expression of political viewpoints that they disagree with. We are determined to press forward with our case. I mean, does it really talk about the case? I don't know if it does or not. Let's see here. DeSantis press secretary Jeremy Redfern applauded the ruling. The federal court decision made it clear that the governor DeSantis was correct Disney is just one of many corporations in the state that they do not have the right to their own special government. Redfern said in the statement, in short, as long predicted, case dismissed. The sentiment was echoed by the Central Texas Tourism Oversight District Board Chairman Martin Garcia, who says, I'm delighted that this lawsuit, which was nothing more than a distraction, is now behind us. The dispute began after Disney last year criticized the classroom ban discussion on gender identity, sexual orientation, dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill or law by opponents. DeSantis began repeatedly attacking what he termed woke Disney in public appearance as he geared for his campaign for the Republican president nomination, an effort that he abandoned earlier this month. I mean, he got a lot of votes, don't get me wrong. State lawmakers stripped Disney of its control over a special development district that since 1967 had given the company virtual autonomy around its theme park, including the Walt Disney World Resort. The newly formed DeSantis appointed district, known as the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District Board, then voided the contract that Disney pushed through just before a prior board was replaced. Disney responded by suing the governor and the board members. Judge Windsor rejected Disney's claim against DeSantis and the state secretary of commerce. He found the company failed to demonstrate that DeSantis has actual control over the board and struggled to articulate an injury caused by the secretary. He noted that since the supervisors have already been appointed, Disney would face the same stipulation it faces now if the court adjourned future appointments. It would be operating under the control of the CFTOD board, over which it has no control. The new board has separately asked the state judge to declare prior agreements which were favorable to Disney and limited board actions for decades improper and void. That case is still pending. Disney allegedly gave the previous board and employees the millions of dollars worth of tickets, discount hotel stays, and other benefits that were akin to bribes of public officials, according to a report issued by the new board early in December. Disney shares ended down at 9% at $96.05 a share on Wednesday. This is what happens when you get into the political realm and you have a opinion that some people don't agree with. Now, I get that Disney had a special arrangement with Florida to have some autonomy in their district. They could have kept their autonomy, but they decided to go political. Is it retaliation or is it just the price of doing business? If you were apolitical and didn't make any stink about it, they wouldn't be in this position. You could loosely make the argument that laws were created because Disney became political and was going against the elected official or the governor and the state senate or state congress, calling them out on false shenanigans. At least that's my opinion. Trying to incorporate things that we shouldn't tolerate in the classroom should be called out. You should be maybe not punished, maybe not retaliated, but maybe we should address the business standing or business relationship that one has, especially since you're going against the current elected officials. I don't know if that made sense or not, but it almost seems like it could be retaliation, but also they were viewing the business relationship that they had with Disney and didn't agree with the terms because they became involved politically, which is their prerogative, but that comes at a cost. The cost is their autonomy of their park and the districts within that park as well. I don't know. They didn't really talk about that much of it. They really didn't talk much about it other than it was dismissed. So I really can't have an informed opinion. Reuters usually is really good about doing that. But this is more of an update. So your Disney. Now this is going back to April 26th because I'm kind of curious. Disney sues Florida for weaponizing government. On Wednesday, asking the court to overturn state efforts to control Disney World and intensify a battle between global entertainment giant and likely White House contender. The lawsuit, Disney accused DeSantis and his supporters of illegally using state government to punish a company for voicing an opinion that would be protected by free speech rights. The skirmish began last year after Disney criticized the Florida measure banning classrooms. Florida lawmakers passed legislation that ended Disney's virtual autonomy in Central Florida, where Disney World theme park and attracted millions of beach visitors. The action filed in federal court of Tallahassee. Disney said it aimed to protect Disney World employees, guests, and developers from retaliation for expression a political viewpoint unpopular with certain state officials. Disney now is forced to defend itself against the state weaponization of power to inflict political punishment, the company said. Last year, Disney then chief executive Bob Chapek said that the company opposed a bill formerly known as Parents' Rights in Education Act. Critics called it the Don't Say Gay bill. Disney lawsuit alleges the newly formed DeSantis-appointed tourism board violates the company's contract rights and did so without compensation or due process. The company is asking the court to declare Florida legislation action unlawful. DeSantis has argued that Disney, which employs roughly 70,000 people in Florida, have been enjoying an unfair advantage for decades. We're unaware of any legal right that the company has to operate its own government or maintain special privileges, DeSantis spokesman Jeremy Redfern said Wednesday on Twitter. The governor is currently traveling to Asia on a 4-country trade mission. So it's been able to hold on to that for a while now. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, the relationship that Disney had with Florida is very unique. It definitely did create them an unfair advantage because they were pretty much governing their own district with no input by the state. That's really unheard of. I mean, it was a sweet deal when Walt Disney set it up. And I guess you could make the argument by stripping away after they made the criticism about the Parents' Rights in Education Act by calling it the Don't Say Gay law, brought into question the business relationship that the state had with the Disney Corporation and whether or not they should have the unfair advantages that they were enjoying for having such a autonomy within the district. I don't know, it's really hard to say, but apparently the judge agrees with the state, saying that they had the right to do that and that Disney has no standing. So who's to say the judge is wrong? That's why we hire judges to make such rulings. But with that being said, Disney loses again, and I'm here for it. So leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are, but most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.